You know, they say if you want something done right, give it to people who actually want to do it. I know I'm late on when it comes to talking about this stuff, but a lot, yet again, while I was taking some time and dealing with a regular job and just dealing with life, a lot has happened with the gaming industry and movie industry, entertainment in general, and because of that, this was going to be only about what you see before you, Power Rangers, but because of the nature of the whole entire subject, it has to be talked about in a whole. But first and foremost, I said I was going to do a video talking about Power Rangers coming to Fortnite, and I did, and I'm going to. We're going to do this right now. So, um, this is something that I should have expected, but I didn't know how it was going to be implemented. I didn't know exactly, like, at some point I knew, right, that this was going to be a thing. But as we got into the news between Power Rangers getting a toy line return, and now there's a supposed web series of Mighty Morphin with some brand new suits and everything. I have no idea how, when that's gonna be coming, but it's in progress still. Um, I want to talk about this mainly while this is playing because this is actually really good. And then the thing about it is, it's the Ron Wasserman voice. And not only does it have that, the thing with Zordon and the white, they have all the Rangers, the Zords, the enemies. This was the best thing they could have done with this IP. The best thing they could have possibly done. Wow. Wow. Now here's another one. Here's another one that I wanted to look at. This is the official trailer. When I saw this, I I was like, how? How is this going to work? And then I see what they were doing with this, and mind you, I'm not a Fortnite player. I don't play Fortnite. But I'm telling you this right now, when I have the time, more than likely, we're gonna do a Power Ranger stream and play Fortnite, playing we're using Power Rangers, because this is an opportunity that needs to be taken advantage of. This is definitely a good opportunity. This is actually good. I'm actually happy to see Power Rangers being implemented in something as popular as Fortnite, because something like this needs to be put in Fortnite. I honestly believe that. Now again, I know what you guys are gonna say. Well, Rio, how can you just have this switch up. I thought you hated Fortnite. No, 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 no. It's not that I hated Fortnite. I just didn't understand it. Honestly, I didn't understand the hype, the whole rhythm of it. But as time went on and they were implementing more and more things, you know, especially this, it's just like, okay, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. I'm in. I know I've said things regarding Super Sentai and Super Sentai being the, you know, the forerunner as to how and why Power Rangers got to be what it is, but this is a good thing. If we want Power Rangers to stick around and, you know, have more Power Ranger content come in to us, it needs to be put in stuff like this. And maybe, hopefully, in the future, they'll implement more Rangers from different shows like Zeo or Wild Force or Ninja Storm. Maybe as time goes on, they'll implement more Rangers. Maybe. I wouldn't mind playing as a Wild Force Ranger. I wouldn't mind playing as a SPD Ranger or a Ninja Storm Ranger. I wouldn't mind any of that at all. That would be a blessing in disguise, really. But the point that I'm making for this video in general is apparently there's been talk about how the gaming industry is basically on a decline and there's no gamers. There are fewer gamers now because of, well, they claim that it is because of the fact that a lot of younger kids, a lot of younger people are playing phone games and playing games like Fortnite, Minecraft, and Roblox than games like these AAA games, and the games that they've put out like Dragon, like that forget what that dang on game is, but y'all know what I'm saying. They're saying because of the fact that there's been a huge decline in the purchasing of AAA games, the games that cost $400 million to create, that the gaming industry is dying and there are no gamers left. And Asmongold had did a reaction to it and was talking about it, and it's more so of the fact that, honestly, he said, and I kind of agree with it, it's not that there's no gamers left, it's that they're referring to themselves as players instead of gamers. And although it's sad to kind of see, it makes sense because not everybody has the means to get a gaming computer or laptop like myself. Not everyone has the means to get a PS5. Not everyone has the means to get the Xbox. Not everyone has the means to get a Nintendo Switch. Not everyone has the means to purchase these consoles or a computer in order to play these AAA games. These games that cost so much money. These games that are asking $80 a pop to buy and to purchase and play. Not everyone has the means to do that. So when a phone game comes around, when an indie game comes around that costs maybe $5 to $14 to maybe $20, players refer to that and refer to phone games because it's easy to pick up. And on top of that, it's fun. A lot of these games that I've just mentioned, like Roblox, unfortunately, with the whole lawsuit regarding the children, child predator thing, regardless of all of that, it's fun to play. It's popular. It's easy to pick up. It's very easy to pick up. So the main problem is, it's not that the gaming industry is dying. It's the fact that you're not being as accessible and easy to pick up as these other options. And that's nobody else's fault. but these gaming companies. It's nobody else's fault. I just showed y'all Fortnite taking another step in making their game accessible for all of their audiences, implementing more things, implementing more people to come to their game and say, hey, we know we started at like a shooter free-for-all kind of thing, but we have more to it than just that. We have more to it. You can play as any character as you want, damn near. And yes, I'm cursing. Let's apologize for that. And on top of that, you get to play as a Power Ranger. Like, how cool is that? It took everything in me to not be to be greedy and immediately just download Fortnite and buy the entire pack, and I'm trying to pay bills. Like, I want to play as the Green Ranger in Fortnite. I want to do that. And on top of the fact that I get to play the Dragon Flute, call the Dragon Zord, and yes, I would love to do that. I would love to do that. And play with the Ryder brothers. I would love to do that. My whole point is, you can't complain about things not going your way and you're not making things be obtainable for the people, for the type of thing to come to you. You cannot keep complaining and say, oh, we need this is not happening because of this. No, it's not happening because you don't have a bigger vision. You're not seeing the big picture here. And to add on to what I was saying about Power Rangers, that Power Rangers, regardless of the fact of its complications and issues, Power Rangers is actually accessible. It's becoming easily accessible to pick up, as far as comics, as far as video games, and now as far as content. Because you don't really need to watch the official stuff. There's fan-made stuff now that you can reference to and watch and enjoy. There's the comics, which honestly take another step into the whole American tokusatsu. I literally just said a month ago that they were introducing VR Troopers again. They give us VR Troopers and anything else, God forbid, Big Bad Beetleborgs, it's over. It's done. You won't even hear my mouth anymore. You really won't. Power Rangers is honestly what I wanted to succeed as I got older. And unfortunately, yes, it had its complications, it's had its issues, but that's because people didn't have the vision to keep it going. People didn't have the vision to make it stronger. And that's the main problem with all of this. The people in charge of Fortnite have the vision to make it better, to make it stronger. They just literally showed you and are giving you apparently everything regarding Power Rangers with this pack. The coins, the Zords, Zordon himself, Rita Repulsa. Maybe later on they'll introduce Zed. They'll introduce the putties. They'll introduce... The sky's the limit at this point.
Time for action.
To say that... I'm sorry, but just to say that the gaming industry is dying because people are attracting themselves to stuff like this is insane, because you're not attracting that audience. Well, you need to change. You need to become the thing that the audience wants in order for you to get where you trying to go. People were not into, having these live service games be put out every goddamn year and nothing's changing with them. And they look ugly and unappealing. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants to give 80 to 90 to almost damn near $100 to something that they're not really going to pick up in a month. To pick back up in a month. Like what are we talking about here? People would rather play the gacha games. People would rather play the mobile games. People would rather play the games like this, where they just give you stuff almost every 6 months. Every time I turn around, I keep hearing new things coming to Fortnite. Every time I turn around, and I was like, let Power Rangers come in. It's over. Lo and behold, months later, here comes Power Rangers. Here it comes. The whole kit and caboodle. Can you believe that? Can you imagine that? I can. This is because it's happening. It's real. And then on top of that, the entertainment industry. Disney coming out to say in an article, or from an article, that they didn't meet their end goal with the Fantastic Four. So because of that, and because Star Wars isn't doing so hot either, and it's on a heavy decline with people just leaving the franchise, they're now going to target younger men to attract them back and go and go back to the original IPs of Marvel and Star Wars. So let me get this straight, just so that I understand this correctly. You entertainment companies felt as though you knew exactly what we want. You did what you did. You targeted us in a negative way. You tried to make it seem like we were wrong to say what we said after all of these years. And now, because you did not meet your end goal and quota, now you want us back. Now you want us to come back. It's too late for all that. It's way too late for all that. It's amazing to me that after all of this time, these companies who own these IPs and still own the IPs just do whatever the hell they want, but expect the money to just keep coming. Things have not been booming for Disney after Endgame. Things have not been booming for Disney after the first season of The Mandalorian. Things have not been booming. They haven't. Now, granted, I know some of you, one of you in the comments, gonna say, well, actually, there was this one a movie or TV series that did good. Okay, one for each of them, maybe two, maybe three, because you had your own liking to it. Okay, fine, sure. That's not enough, though. It wasn't enough, because now they're saying that they want y'all to come back, despite the fact that they're not trying to change what they've already implemented. Now they're going back to they want to go back to the original IP because they want your money, because they want y'all to come back in those theater seats and take your time and money and give it to them. Despite the fact for the past 10 years, in regards to Power Rangers 2, they were telling every last one of us that we were toxic, that we didn't know what we were talking about, that we need to just be fans and just enjoy the product. And now that they're not making the right money, Now things are starting to happen. Things that we said, that a lot of us said needed to happen in the first place in order for you to make the money. Hmm. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine after all of this time, them gaslighting a lot of us, saying that we did not know we were talking about, only then, years later, to say, yeah, you were right. Well, low key say you were right. And then play the blame game. Well, it's his fault. No, it's all of y'all's fault. Y'all own these IPs. Y'all spent millions upon millions upon millions of dollars owning these IPs. You can't get mad when someone else does it better. You can't get mad when other people turn to something else, to turn to Chinese, to the Chinese content, to Japanese content, and then say, oh, they're being taught. No, they're not. I talked about it before in a video. Neja 2 was a masterpiece of a film. And what was it about? A friendship between two Chinese boys. Two reincarnated Chinese boys that came from strong, powerful entities that were a threat to God. Buddha. And that is still making numbers. Neja 2 is the highest grossing animated film to date. Currently. But you wanna know who should have been on that spot and was trying to get to that spot? Disney. And for the past few years, Disney's been having problems. Why? Because they tried to ignore us. But I'll tell you what they can't ignore. This. Can't ignore that at all. And I was waiting to make this video to talk about this because I wanted to gather my thoughts and really talk to y'all about this, because this is a big thing. In regards to the entertainment industry as a whole, video games are entertainment. Movies and cinema, TV series, it's entertainment. Y'all can't keep denying what we have been saying this entire time, because it's costing you money and valuable resources. Disney has lost millions upon millions upon millions of dollars this whole year and last year because they've been stubborn. Because they thought they knew what we wanted. Yet here, like I said before, and I'm gonna say it again, you got Fortnite, for example, doing their big one yet again and making money. And I was gonna be talking about Power World in another video, but that's a whole nother different conversation entirely. But the point I'm making is, with all of this, because I'm including all of this in this one video, because Disney at one point owned Power Rangers. They owned the IP. Actually, they still own the stuff that they made with Power Rangers,
Time for action.
because it was under their license name. Y'all had a chance to do something big. That's where I'm getting at with this. Y'all have constantly had a chance to do something big and make some actual bread, some actual money. But because y'all chose activism and this female narrative bullshit, you're not meeting where you plan to end up at. And now you're trying to backpedal and say, where y'all at? Where y'all at? We're not there anymore. Not only has life impacted a lot of us and had us do things regarding responsibility, taking care of things, we're at places where we're not being told to shut up and just consume product. We're in places where we want to have fun. People buy video games, buy movie tickets, buy Netflix and all this other stuff to have fun. People want to get away from this, or sometimes get away from the BS that life throws them. So my question is for these companies, these gaming companies, entertainment companies, why is it that y'all think that when we get home from work, when we get home from life and dealing with its challenges, that we want to come home or come to movie theaters and things of that nature, turn on our TV screen, plug in our video games, and be lectured to and say that we're wrong about how we feel about certain things? What makes you think we want to keep hearing that? What makes you think we want us as men, young men? What makes you think younger people, younger audience wants to keep hearing the same talking points that doesn't make sense, that doesn't apply to them, that will never apply to them? Because you have some activists employed in your company and you want to represent them. What makes you think we want to hear that, though? It's all fine if they want to be heard. That's something that should be resolved within the company, not into your products, not into things that doesn't have anything to do with us, not into things that we want to buy and purchase from you and enjoy. Y'all bought Star Wars and Marvel, and now you've thrown it into the ground, literally soiled it, and you expect for us to just stay and just stick with it? The answer is no. And thank God for these other companies, these other countries, making content for these said IPs, because without that, people would fully give up on, people fully have given up on Marvel and Star Wars. There are some people that fully have given up on that. There are some people that fully given up on Power Rangers because of how it was shafted by these companies. Regardless of how Disney ended with Power Rangers, I will never forgive, other than RPM, I will never forgive what they did with a lot of those series shows. Because you made these shows and made them irrelevant, because if you didn't have a Netflix account or whatever, you wouldn't know about Wild Force. You wouldn't know about Ninja Storm. Ninja Storm is one of my favorite Power Ranger series. I love Ninja Storm. I love Dino Thunder. And both of those came around the Disney era. I love those two series. I watched Ninja Storm religiously. Wild Force was my thing too. But y'all have the money. Y'all had the money to bring back a lot of those IPs. But you're choosing not to do it. And now that you have Disney and Marvel, you did what you did with it. And you really thought that if You lose one of us, you will gain 5 more of your people, your activists. You really thought that. And now you see, when you give it to someone else, when you give it to other people, things get done. Things get done. And for some cases, some companies realize their mistake and are trying their best to correct it, but in some cases it's too late. It's just too late. The damage has already been done. A lot of you have said what you said. And now you're getting what you're getting what you get. Getting what you get. With that being said, I'm gonna end this video right here. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening to what I had to say. Power Rangers is an IP that should be just like Ninja Turtles. It should keep being referenced and brought up, regardless of the fact that they might only focus on Mighty Morphin. Power Rangers deserves to be seen more, in my honest opinion. I know I've said things about Super Sentai. I still love Super Sentai. Well, a little bit more than Power Rangers. But that doesn't mean that Power Rangers should just go away entirely. Doesn't mean that at all. So things for like Fortnite and things of that nature, it should be implemented. It should be made to be seen that way. And given better chances to actually thrive and evolve. Because like I said, we get this, that this might be an open door for other Ranger teams to be implemented and referenced and shown more. This has been Master Sakurai. I'm going to see y'all again next time. I'm out. Peace.